Slam. Ka-chow. This is Ada Continues, episode 208, a weekly podcast posted up every Monday in which we talk about video games and related topics. It goes up Mondays on adacontinues.com as an MP3. It goes up a little bit before that on youtube.com/adacontinues as a video. And for those of you who are familiar to the show, y'all know who it is. But for those of you who are new to the show, my name is Stafa. And I have a different guest host with me each week. This week I got my brother, Ali.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up with you, homie?
Oh, just, stuff.
Yeah, I'm over here getting my computer back to normal because going from Windows 10 to Windows 8 is a chore, especially when you click the button that's supposed to revert back and it says your files to install Windows 8 are no longer on this PC. That's kind of an issue.
Yeah, there were Microsoft was pushing, they even started automatically pushing Windows 10 upgrades, which is kind of crazy.
Man, everything's been
Anyway,
going so much smoother since I went back. I can use Chrome again.
I don't believe you.
I can use Chrome again.
I don't believe you. I do believe you.
Okay, so
Anyway.
anyways, the way how this week's episode segments will be set up is that first we're going to have our main topic, which is going to be about the necessity of open world. Why is it a necessity these days to have open world in your games? What is open world? Can't we have a closed world? Who knows? We're going to talk about that in a moment. After that, we got some quick announcements, and then we're gonna go over some news topics. So let's get going. But first, I'm gonna say a quick disclaimer: all opinions expressed on the show are of our own and not of our employers, whether past, present, or future. It's definitely not my current employer's opinion.
Your current employer probably doesn't care.
Yeah, they probably don't even care. Oh well, I am employed now. That's a miracle. But anyways, let's move on. What's that?
Optimism. You gotta be optimistic.
It's a job.
Yeah.
Pushing carts.
Hey,
So anyways,
come from the bottom.
yep. Let's talk about our main topic.
Yeah.
You want to talk about why is it a necessity to have open worlds in games these days? So, for those people, the few that are unfamiliar with what open world is pretty much self-explanatory. It's when you have a game that has one large world that you can explore. You know, the most popular example would be Grand Theft Auto. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much made that genre, or
Mm-hmm.
at least popularized it. So, you came to me with this topic saying, hey, it seems that every uh, developer, or at least every triple A developer,
Mm-hmm.
seems
Trying to do
obligated
open
to
world.
to do open world in their games. You know, you
Uh-huh.
have like Zelda trying to do open world. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Zelda kind of started off open world, sure, the screens, shifted or whatever, but it was still a very large, you know,
it was
world environment.
it was one large overworld that had multiple dungeon
Yeah,
levels within it.
yeah. Um, and I mean, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time was kind of open world still, but they're trying to go with complete open world now. Sort of I guess your Grand Theft Autos or Assassin's Creed or whatever.
Sleepy Dogs.
Yes, Sleeping Dogs isn't. That's kind of open world, but it's very corridored as well. And you can't just go down any alley that you want. You have it's a very. Does that make sense? I
I
don't know.
think you're confused.
No, like Sleeping Dogs, like there were a bunch of different alleyways, but like you look at the map and there's big blocks of areas that you just cannot go to. Now, if you look at a map for Grand Theft Auto, everything on the map you could go to. It wasn't that way in Sleeping Dogs. Anyway, so like it seems like everyone's trying to do open world these days just to, I don't know, that's like a selling point. And I feel like it's detracting from better gameplay for some.
I feel like the abundance of um, open world and games is detracting from good level design.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the level design used to be a thing, or I
Yeah.
mean, still a thing, but there used to be like, hey, level design is trying to design your levels to get like the maximum uh, experience out of your game, whether you're trying to like, have the player experience whatever emotion it is, whether it's like, difficulty or, just feeling of power or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's pacing to the levels, certain challenge, trying to guide the player to the right path. You don't want like random dead ends and whatever.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, for a good while, there was like when open world was becoming a thing, there was like no real level design, and now there's kind of a world design or environment design that people are trying to do.
Yeah.
It's trying to be level design, but for open worlds,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we're still getting there. I don't feel like open worlds are that great as far as design at this point.
Yeah, they're definitely getting there. And I think, I mean, there were a lot of open world games last gen, but I feel like ever since we hit the new generation of consoles where they're, more powerful and they've got more memory, which memory was a huge issue in terms of open world because you have to store all that stuff and, the memory and stuff like that. Um, but it's like when we hit next generation, it's like everything's open world. You've got like Batman and Infamous and
Shadow of
Witcher and
Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor, and it's like we've already have like three
Well,
Assassin's Creeds now, or is it?
since you mentioned Infamous,
Yeah.
like I've only played the first two games. I haven't played the newest one. What's it, Second Son?
Uh-huh.
So, so in the first game, my favorite parts of that first Infamous game were the sewer levels, which were not open world. Like there were these sewer levels
I
that
didn't
were
like
like
those sewer levels.
you didn't like them.
Oh, no, I mean they
I
were
thought
okay,
I
but like,
thought they were the best designed platforming levels throughout the entire game,
okay,
and
so yes, I could understand the
a
platform.
it was a like there was platforming elements to the game,
Hmm.
but it was not utilized well with that open world, and you don't really experience the best platforming elements until you get into those sewer levels.
Yeah, that's true. I could agree with that.
Like those are the best part as far as the platforming goes. Those are the best part of the first
Yeah.
game, and in the second game they completely took it out. They didn't even have any sewer levels, which I don't
Yeah.
understand why. Because having like these linear paths are kind of needed to pull off platforming.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, in,
in
in in the main story, there isn't any platforming. You just kind of jump and you like hit a wall and you just keep jumping to climb up it. And you
yeah,
just keep jumping and jumping and jumping, and that's oh, I've gotten to the next wall or the next building or whatever.
I mean, like
So
in Shadow of Mordor, the I think the best designed parts are the where there's a lot of castles or forts or whatever, and there's a lot of wooden beams to jump onto. Those were designed a lot better than like okay when you're just out in the open, there's really nothing to do but just run. That's
yeah,
not as fun.
yeah. So Infamous Second Son actually had some pretty decent platforming areas that were, it's part of the open world. Of course, it's like, oh, get to this objective, and this objective. is, for example, I don't know, like up a tower or something like that.
Hmm.
So um, they had like interesting platforming areas going upward, and it was pretty cool. Especially like at the end of the game, like there was a lot of platforming. Like I wasn't expecting it. Um, and then even Infamous, what is it, Last Light, which is like the prequel. You play as
Vampire
Fetch,
Cole.
Fetch, not Vampire Cole, Fetch. Um, so they actually have, I wouldn't say platforming, but um, like because her like power is super speed, they put these like basically speed boosters around the place. But she's like
Hmm.
neon, so they're like areas where she's like exposed, like or like there's neon gases floating around because she blew up this like I don't know giant neon sign or whatever. So anyway, like if you use your like run power through it, it boosts you. And so there's like some missions, like side missions. They're essentially like chase sections, but they build in the platforming into it. So like if you don't like do the platforming right, you're not gonna catch it. So it is I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's not typical platforming, but I don't know. It worked out really well. It was super fun because it's like extremely fast paced. I don't know.
You know, in Assassin's Creed, I feel like the first couple of games there were like some very specific parts in the open world. I mean, there were some non-open world sections, like you go inside a building or in the catacombs or whatever, and those are pretty much like comparable to your sewer levels in Infamous.
Yeah,
But there were some parts of the open world that seem like they're designed specifically to to platform. Like, okay, here's some boxes that are shaped like a stairwell, and after those boxes there's a
there's a
few,
bunch of like wooden
yeah, wooden beams to jump
to like
across.
jump on, like
Yeah.
swing across, and then climb up
And it
and
looked
jump.
like
Yeah,
they actually put an effort into doing some level design work in
yeah.
those first couple of Assassin's Creed
But they
games.
haven't done that in a
And
while.
then eventually it just became to the point
Just
where it's like,
just buildings.
let's just throw whatever. Let's just make it look like, a city and not really care about what the player is going to actually do.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of a shame to be honest. I mean, when you don't take into and that's one thing that like tight focused games could give you. They could have that attention to detail. Say, okay,
Yeah.
hey, we need this area that'll do this area that'll do that. But
And,
when
and
it's an open world, it's there's a lot more to consider when you're putting these things together.
even the like climbing the towers in those first few games, they were like a puzzle. You had to like try to
Yeah,
figure out how to climb the tower because you know it's like, okay, you can't really reach that that block over there, but you can reach that one, and you could try to like find your way up that tower. And then it got to the point later in the games, it got to the point where they're like, okay, just climb it however you want.
yeah.
Just climb this tower. It's no longer a puzzle. Just do it, and then do your eagle sight, and then jump off.
They should just do like have a little door at the bottom and you walk up a staircase and then you pop out the top. Just cut it out altogether. Just
Yep. Cut out the middleman.
might as well at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just climbing it any way you want, what's the point? Is it just you're just
Speaking
wasting
of which,
time at that point?
the Far Cry games, Far Cry 3,
Three
Far
and four.
Cry 4, like they every tower that you have to climb is handcrafted. Like
Is it that way in four as well?
yes,
Okay.
each one's completely different, and like it's a puzzle to climb it up,
Yeah.
which that gets around the whole obstacle of how do we implement level design into this big open world,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it seems that like with open world games, the way for a lot of these developers to get level design into the game is to like just have these small segments
Yeah.
where there is like a linear path, and
Yeah,
then yeah.
yeah, I mean, like Arkham Knight is the most recent example. I mean, the game I think was really fun. Probably not the best in the series, but it was still really great. But like a lot of its, the best gameplay design moments were in these like focused areas. They have like their challenge arenas or whatever they call. I forgot what they call them, but these kind of focused, areas. It's not like beating up the, oh, I'm gonna get you, Batman. It's not beating up those guys
Your
on the
mother's not
street.
gonna recognize you when
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah, your mother's not gonna recognize you. Um, but like, it's like when you go indoor places, or I mean, there are even some places outside. There are like, some buildings here and there that you can kind of work around with, but um, it wasn't really you know, just the open world aspect. So I think that's what helped the game. A lot of open world games, they just have, nothing in between. While Batman kind of like, I mean, if you actually think about it, they kind of put a lot in there in terms of breaking up the, monotony of just being an open world. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at something like Destiny, they tried to be open world at first. When they first announced it, they were like, "Oh, you could go see that. You could go there." Well, that's not true. So, um, they still have like an open world-ish design, but even then, like it sucks.
Hmm.
Like if they, I don't know, it's like Bungie knows how to Halo and they don't know how to do anything else. It's like the Titan focus areas, like the raids or whatever in Destiny that are good. It's not the patrols of walking around and then finding like these cannon fodder guys. That's not fun. So, um, I don't know. Like it's just some games I feel like they should just not even try. And like also like there are sacrifices that have to be made when you go open world. It's you require a much larger budget, and it takes more processing power. And you look at a game like your Bethesda games, Fallout 4. That game does not look good. Like the gameplay might be good. That's subjective, but I don't think the game looks good at all. It just I feel like if they were more focused, if they weren't so being, I don't know, adamant on being, you could do anything, I think it could turn out better.
Hmm.
So they're like, oh, you can now build your own fort or whatever. You could do this, you could do that. All these objects, they're saved exactly where they were last. And it's like, who cares? What does that add to the gameplay? Is that so I could walk into a house and then dump like 500, I don't know, like plates or something, and then just walk out and then come back later and have all those plates be in that room? Like, what does that add to the experience? I think if people they need to kind of rein in themselves every once in a while. Um, on the contrary, some games do really well as an open world game, like Grand Theft Auto 5. I think that's one of the better open world games. So, um, Witcher 3, like even though, I'm not as huge of a fan as Kevin is over The Witcher, but like they do open world relatively well.
And no one
They
can be as huge a fan of anything as Kevin.
Kevin's like yeah, you could see the voice acting. He could see Geralt's voice acting. That's yeah. Anyway, but I don't know. I go ahead. You sound like you're gonna say something.
I mean, like, well, I was kind of gonna go in a different direction as what you're saying, but still, about open world.
Hmm.
Um, like this whole trend of like making your game open world or open ended or whatever, making a sandbox.
Yeah,
I think it's overrated. I mean, there's definitely a place for open world games,
definitely. Yeah,
but at the same time, like there's something about just making a just crafting a level like to specifically get certain experiences or emotions out of a certain event.
Yeah.
Like okay, so what year did Uncharted 2 come out? Was that like 2011?
I
I think it
think
was.
so,
Yeah,
maybe.
like that same year that Uncharted 2 came out, Assassin's Creed 2 also came out, and that was also a huge
2009.
hit. 2009. Okay,
Yeah.
so a little further back, but still, like that. Both those games came out the same year, and both were really awesome games. And Assassin's Creed 2 is like arguably the peak of the Assassin's Creed, if not the Brotherhood
Hmm.
being the peak. But while Assassin's Creed 2 was a great game, Uncharted 2 is just way better. It
Yeah.
was just really awesome going through these, you know,
The set pieces and
yeah,
stuff
these
like that.
very specific set pieces like a helicopter chasing you while you're on a train, or a battle tank chasing you through, this,
A village, yeah.
yeah, this village. I mean, like just you can't have those type of very specific uh, experiences when you have like this open world, and like
Yeah.
everything was set so well with Uncharted. Like okay, you're running across a wooden bridge and it starts falling down. You can't have a wooden bridge fall down in an open world game because you got to get back.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, apparently, Just Cause 3, you could destroy bridges and stuff, but I imagine that they come back. I don't know. I'm not
But like
sure.
the bridge isn't gonna be blowing up as you're running across it. You blow
I
up the
guess
bridge
if
on,
you're,
and
I
unless
guess
you
if you put
time it
like
yourself.
C4 or something on it, yeah.
Yeah, unless you time it yourself, like this, that's not part of like the scripting of the game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not something that the
It's
developers designed.
it's much harder to script an open world. Grand Theft Auto 5 did it well. Um, honestly, Arkham Knight didn't really do scripting. It was just kind of like all the scripting was in tight areas. So, um, but yeah, I mean, like definitely open world isn't for everything. And one of the things I've mentioned this, oh, I don't know when this was. It was a while ago, but it was on this podcast. I don't like how a lot of racing games think open world is a necessity. It's like, why?
Oh
It's
man,
like
Burnout
like
Paradise was nowhere near as good as Burnt Revenge. Burnt
well,
Revenge is
well the
hands
thing
down the
is
best Burnout.
well yes, but Burnout Paradise was still a great game.
It was still
And
good, but Burnt
and
Revenge is way better.
but like if you look at Burnout Paradise and compare it to like all the open world Need for Speed games that came out, like so Burnout Paradise, it was a tightly packed enough city with like all sorts of streets where if you did do a race, like you had maybe three or four actual paths that you could take to the finish line. If you did that in Need for Speed Rivals or Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit or these more recent ones, you basically have one road that you could possibly take. Maybe you could go one intersection later or something, but there's basically one path to take there. And Burnout Paradise, it had its crash, whatever, like its crash course or whatever thing that I forget what it was called, where you try to crash and get as many points as possible. So
Crash mode.
crash mode. I mean, Burnout Paradise crash mode. Yeah, so used, so original. Their
I don't
crash
know.
mode was still. I'm guessing
Yeah,
whatever,
probably
but
crash mode. I don't know.
I mean, it was still good enough. It wasn't as catered. It wasn't as specific as Burnout Revenge, because Burnout Revenge, so they would have like ramps and stuff that you had to go up and you go and crash into other people. But even though Burnout Paradise was open world, they had linear experiences within that
They should
world.
say linear.
Yes, linear. Why?
I'm gonna have to like crash mode into you for
Why?
saying
Why do you say
linear.
that?
It's linear.
Whatever. I don't care.
Linear.
Potato, potato.
I had a potato shaped as a heart.
I saw that. And
That's
it's funny
cool.
because my friend was like, he better mention his spud on the podcast, and you did. But yeah, just like they have these experiences in there that these other more recent racing games don't, and it's kind of why I've grown attached to Drive Club so much. Like it's not the best racing. It doesn't have it doesn't have soul or whatever like other games, but it plays really well, and like you have these bespoke courses that are made specifically to race on. It's not just like a bunch of roads cobbled together and like, oh, here you go. No, it's like a bunch of really awesome, fun tracks put together. So, um, like, does an open world racing game work? Yeah, something like Test Drive Unlimited 2 was pretty awesome, Um, Burnout Paradise worked. There are other racing games, the open world that work, but just because open world is a thing that exists doesn't mean you have to use it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I
So
definitely agree. I mean, open world. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's definitely not required in every game.
it
It's
shouldn't be
not
just
needed.
another check. It shouldn't be just another checkbox on the back of the case,
Yeah,
you
like
know?
like it shouldn't be a selling point at all. Like it should be, it shouldn't be implemented into a game just to market it.
Yeah,
Like a game should be open world because that's the way or the best way to get that specific experience out of your game
yeah,
that you
yeah.
wanna
It's
that you
it's
wanna build.
cohesive to the design of the game.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And just like you just keep seeing, open world games come out, and like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, didn't rate poorly or anything, but it's not the best game. New Need for Speed's open world that got rated average. It, it's just because it's open world, you don't have to do it. Just make the best game that you can, and sometimes having that open world aspect just distracts you from making that good game.
Hmm. Do we got anything else on this topic before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So that's it for our main topic. Um, but what else is open other than open world games?
Dreams.
Yes, your dreams.
I
And
was thinking Metamolical dreams, but sure, my
you know,
dreams.
you know, you know where you can make your dreams come true?
Dreams?
Close. Dream Host.
Oh,
Because if you go to DreamHost, they are a web service that offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly, unlimited interface, and they're also
unlimited interface.
yes, user-friendly, unlimited interface, and they also optimize to use content managers such as WordPress.
WordPress, press.
Yep, WordPress is like it's used in one out of every 7 websites on the internet.
Huh. I did not
Yes.
know that. That's impressive.
That was a statistic I got from somewhere. I can't remember where I got it from. It might be false, but it sounds real. It's real to
It
me.
does. It's real
It's
to you.
still real to
And
me.
it's even more real in your dreams.
Yep, all that just for $8.95 US a month. But if you use the promo code out of continues, that's one word, no spaces, just out of continues. It'll waive away the setup fee and get your free domain registration.
Yeah, buddy. Domain
So
registration.
yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So let's move on, and got one quick announcement, and that is we can use more iTunes reviews. If you use iTunes, we definitely appreciate you leaving a review. It's one of the single most helpful things you can do for the show because it helps spread the word of the show by getting us onto the Apple iTunes podcast chart. Um, they pretty much go by a week basis. Any week that we don't get any reviews at all, it's as if we have no reviews at all because that makes sense for
Mm-hmm.
Apple.
It
So
does.
if you can leave a review, we'd really appreciate it. But if you can't leave a review for whatever reason, there are other ways that you can help us out, and that's by helping spread the word on social media, whether on Facebook you can share or like our posts. as well as our page. You can on Twitter. You can follow us and either favorite or retweet our tweets, and you can also use Reddit or YouTube or whatever other social media that you wanna use to spread the word.
Yeah, yeah, we're on everything, aren't we? Like pretty much. Well,
We're not
not.
on Google Plus. I don't think we really
Yeah.
have it. I think we
We're not
technically
on
do have.
Instagram either.
Yeah, we don't have an Instagram. We technically do have a Google Plus page. I mean, we're recording this on our Google Plus page, but
Yeah.
we don't use that all.
Yeah,
But,
it's not active.
yeah. So
We can make a
anyways,
Snapchat account.
yeah, that's what we should do.
I don't know how it works. Technology.
Take a picture on your phone and you add text to it,
There you go.
something like that. So, anyways, let's share the screen for the news. I'm going to do that. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, you can experience the full video news articles.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep, full video, just a single screen with like my mouse moving around. So, anyways, the first news I got on here. Epic Games, they revealed a new game called Paragon.
Mm-hmm.
We know very little about this game, other than they are revealing a new character each week on their website. In fact, let me go to their website. Where is it? Boom. So, Paragon, it basically has a trailer of Twin Guns. Was that the guy's name?
I don't remember. I actually didn't see the trailer, so
Oh, you didn't see the trailer.
yeah,
Basically,
I
it's
saw a press release. Or not press release, but like whatever.
so okay. So it has 5 characters. Twin Blast. Okay. So basically, the trailer it showed absolutely nothing other than the character.
Other than him. Oh,
Yeah.
is that what that picture was? Just a rotating picture?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
just rotating around his model.
Rotating model, whatever.
See his robotic arms, and he's holding 2 guns, and that's it.
They should have put him in a T pose.
Yep.
That would have been more awesome.
So they have 5 characters. They're going to reveal one every week. And I'm assuming after they reveal all the characters, they might say something about the game, like what type of game it is, or you can sign up for the beta on the website up here in the corner.
Beta.
Yeah, the beta. Is that what you're trying to say?
Beta.
The beta.
British. Play the beta today.
Yeah, British
By
say
going
beta.
to our website.
Yeah. So you can sign up for the beta, but other than that, we don't know anything about it. I think my main opinion that I want to share on this is that this is kind of confirming that Epic hasn't left the game development scene yet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were skeptical about Epic Games just being an engine developer and licensor of that engine, and that's it. And they're like, well, we haven't seen anything about Fortnite and da 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 da.
Yeah, they've just been missing in action, so that's
it seems like they actually do have games that they're working on. They're just not ready yet. I mean, Fortnite is playable. Like, there are people playing. Was it the alpha right now?
Yeah.
Unreal Tournament is in pre-alpha and it's playable. You can play it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another game. So they got at least 3 games going on right now, and I think Chair is also working on something, whether it's like another Infinity Blade or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think this pretty much confirms that they're still making games.
Yeah, yeah. I'm interested to see what's going on. I hope it's an arena-style game. They seem old.
Arena style like Unreal Tournament? I kind of doubt that.
I don't know. Maybe it's going to be something like, what is that game, Overwatch or whatever. I don't know what all these games are now. I don't remember the name.
Overwatch is Blizzard's game?
No, that's not the one I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the one...
Battleborn?
Is it Battleborn?
By Gearbox?
No.
Which developer?
I don't
I can't read your
know.
mind.
It's got like some guy, some like Grim Reaper guy with like two shotguns, and there was a big like Titan guy with like a hammer. I don't know what game that is.
Duke Nukem?
No, definitely not Duke Nukem.
I don't know what you're talking about. God of War?
Uh,
I mean, like
no.
considering that they have 5 characters,
Uh-huh.
uh, I don't think it's going to be an arena style shooter, especially since they already have Unreal Tournament. Why would they want to compete with that? Compete with their
Yeah,
own game. Um, I mean, this will likely have some kind of multiplayer aspect because that's what Epic Games does. They do
hmm.
multiplayer games, and
This
you
game is going
know,
to be called Twin Guns of War.
Twin Guns of War.
What was that guy's name? Twin Blast or something?
Yeah, Twin Blast is the guy's name, the first one.
But
Second
yeah,
one's Steel. Next is Sparrow. Decker, so I'm assuming there's some type of hacking, some cyberpunk
it's going to
hacking.
be Guns of War. It's going to be like
And
Army of Two, but Army of Five.
the last character is Grux.
Army of Gears, that's what it's going to be. Gears of Army.
Maybe this might be an RPG or something.
I don't know.
Considering, I mean, a Decker is usually like a cyberpunk hacker. And
Yeah,
if it's gonna have some type of hacking, it might like be some sort of RPG or some sort. I don't know. It's all
I
complete
don't know.
speculation. No clue. They really did not give us enough information to
They gave a name and a model that spun
yeah,
around.
and no T-pose.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought when you said trailer, I thought there was an actual trailer. That no, that's just the model spinning around.
Yep, that's
So
it.
it's just a teaser then.
Yeah, I should
Anyway,
have. Yeah, that's what I meant. Teaser, not trailer. So, any other thoughts before we move on?
no, I mean you got to see more of it.
Yeah. All right. So, the ASA, which is the UK advertising regulator,
Mm-hmm.
they are not happy with Steam's misleading promotion of Grand Theft Auto 5.
How is it
Uh,
misleading?
so there is this. This was during the summer sale,
Okay.
and this article is mainly talking about in the UK, but this sale was it was for everyone. It was like for us as well.
Okay.
Uh, so basically, it said it was 25% off. It said GTA 5 25% off. Regular
Hmm.
price is 40 pounds,
Okay.
and it was marked at 38.98 pounds.
So that's not 25%.
The reason why it was marked as 25% off is because it was the bundle with like the whatever the shark gold or whatever it's called.
Oh, did it explicitly state that?
It said it somewhere within the page. But the fact that they put like the 25% off
Was it like the big
sign,
headline?
like if you go to um
Oh, you're talking about like that green symbol that says like 50% off,
yes
25% off. Okay,
yes
that little okay.
like either on the store page or on the chart, like if you go to like the top selling games, it'll
Yeah.
show like a picture of Grand Theft Auto 5 and it'll say like 25% off.
Yeah, and then you click on it. Does it take you to regular Grand Theft Auto that's not 25% off, or
No,
does
it
it take
takes
you
you
to the bundle?
to it takes you to the well, there was no regular Grand Theft Auto. There was
Okay.
no Grand Theft Auto 5 page at all. It was Grand Theft Auto 5 bundle with this. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Let me see if it's
The,
Shark.
the shark
No.
card.
Yeah, the Shark card. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So, basically, like they replaced the
The
regular
regular page.
yeah, the regular page with this bundle of GTA 5 plus Shark Card and said, hey, it's 25% off when basically it was the same price, but they added the Shark Card on top of it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like it. A bunch of people like pointed it out. They're like, this is some BS, you know.
Well,
And
it's good that someone's doing something about it then.
yeah, yeah, I'm glad at least the ASA for the UK is like calling out Valve on these sale shenanigans. Well, it's not just Valve, but Rockstar. I believe they Rockstar also has a part with the sale prices.
Yeah, yeah, they can control the prices.
So either way, like it's just
Shady.
shenanigans. Yeah.
hmm I don't like that.
Um, I mean, this is kind of old news since it took place during the summer sale a few months back, but at least they're pointing it out.
Yeah.
More Steam shenanigans.
Oh my God, I saw that thing. Ugh.
So this
Ugh.
this thing called Jason Season 1.
hmm
It's like an episodic movie series that
Uh-huh.
popped up on Steam
It's the best of
for
movies.
$6.99
Best.
in early access.
Yep.
A movie in
In
early
early
access.
access. Episodic movie in early access.
Yes. And when you pay the $6.99, well, it's been taken down, but when it was up, and if you paid the $6.99, you get a text file, a notepad
A
text.
.txt file. That's what you
Yes,
got.
a notepad document, like explaining, what you're gonna be getting and behind the scenes production and whatever, some shenanigans. So,
What if it just straight up said Bazinga? The
wow.
Pringles.
If it said that, then I'm pretty sure people would be suing or something. Like there would be a lot more trouble. But
Yeah.
regardless, like this is just terrible. Like
How
I've for a long time I've been against early access, but this is the worst. So I mean, at the very least, if they're going to be making an episodic movie, if they want to put on early access, then put up episode 1.
it's not just episodic or it's not just early access. It's Steam's lack of like
Regulation?
yeah, they're what is the term I'm looking for? Vetting. They're not vetting things and that's why like Sony's gotten a lot less strict with vetting, so every once in a while you'll see just really bad games. But like on Steam, they are just unrelenting.
Hmm.
Like the amount of garbage that comes out on Steam is ridiculous now. It's
Yeah.
almost as bad as, like the App Store or something like that.
Like I don't get how a lot of these things even appear on the store when there's still the whole green light system.
Yeah,
I don't understand how does this happen?
yeah,
But like for this episodic movie, meaning it's like, let's say it's somewhere between 90 minutes to 2 hours.
yeah,
Uh that's going to be split up into what 10-minute chunks or whatever,
whatever,
15,
yeah.
20-minute chunks, something like that.
Whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, they want to sell it on early access, meaning that they want to sell it before it's even finished. And rather than giving you like the first episode or something like that, they're giving you a
Or a
notepad
proof of
document.
concept. Yeah, they're just, yep.
Yeah, this is terrible. Uh, Good on Steam for at the very least, they came around and said no and took the page down.
It shouldn't have even gone up. That's
Yeah,
the
it should
thing.
not even go. Yes, I completely agree with you. But
Like,
at the
there
very
has to
least, they
be
took it
some
down
sort of
now.
process where they say, hey, this is what we're making. This is what we're going to put up on the page for early access. Here, what do you guys, or like, can we sell this? And Steam would be, or Valve would be like, no, this is unacceptable. But no, that didn't happen. Instead, someone got away. Like, the fact that even one of these sold is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And did Valve
So
say that did they get full refunds?
Here's the quote. It says, "We've updated the page to be a coming soon display. Those who have already ordered this series may ask for a refund until the content is made available. We apologize for the wrinkle as we work through the extension of early access to linear content." So that means anytime between now and when this thing is out of early access, well, but by the time when between now and whenever this is officially released, they can ask for a refund.
So
completely
how
released.
how what's does okay, what stops that company from just immediately putting it as, a fully released game?
I don't know.
Is there actually a process that Steam's going through right now? Because if there is, once again, that goes back to the question, how did this even pop up in the first place?
Yeah.
So,
So here's what happens if you go to the page. If you go to the page, it just redirects you to the front page of the Steam store, so you can't even go to the page.
yeah.
So that's good. They pretty much pulled it. I mean, in the statement they said that they put coming soon. There's not even a page. There's not even a page at
Yeah,
all.
it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, this is craziness. Steam is like the wild west of digital distribution.
it is.
Anything happens, and it's just I don't like where it's been going.
Yeah.
Like with all these crazy visual novels popping up on my front page of Steam. Um, for those of you who know what visual novels are,
Hmm.
you know why I don't like seeing them pop up on my front page of Steam.
Oh, yeah, because aren't they yeah, they're
Yeah,
going all like super,
waifu.
am I kawaii?
Yeah, exactly.
Oni-chan.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oni-chan.
no.
You know you like that
Let's move
video.
on. Let's move on.
Moving on
Let's talking about moving from the Wild West to the complete opposite, to like
to,
a
to
barren
to
wasteland.
the complete expected. You know
Yep.
what you're gonna get.
So, we've been talking about the NX for the past few weeks. There's
Hmm.
been things here and there. Uh, the Nintendo NX being Nintendo's new platform that is expected to be announced next year. Um, so EA, they pretty much abandoned the Wii U,
Hmm.
like quick, and they're saying that they'll evaluate any and all opportunities for the Nintendo NX. So they're basically saying that there's a chance. They're not saying
Hmm.
that they're going to continue abandoning Nintendo. They're not saying that they're definitely going to support it either.
Yeah.
They're saying let's wait it out and see how
Well,
this goes
well, of course, because
before we
like,
make any choices.
I mean, how many times is a developer gonna spend money and then not make it back? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know that Wall Street Journal article is saying that developing kits are going out, but maybe EA doesn't have it yet. Maybe they
So
just, I don't
EA's
know.
chief executive, he says, I'm going to address that slightly differently. As we look to the future, we see a world where more people are playing on more platforms and more geographies than ever before. We see the platform cycle now not just as a traditional 6-year console cycle, but as a 6-month refresh rate on mobile devices, smart TVs, internet enabled refrigerators, or whatever it might be.
Did they say refrigerators?
Yes, internet-enabled refrigerators.
Oh, internet of the future, man.
Yeah. And what we're doing in terms of resource allocation is really investigating at a core digital platform level, at an engine level, and at a game architecture level to ensure that we're able to deliver amazing experiences 6 inches to 60 inches and beyond. Two
Yeah.
minutes to 2 hour sessions, and he just keeps going on. They're basically saying that they're uh, wherever you can play a game, they will consider it. But
I'll be
yeah,
there.
yeah, they will consider it at least. They won't. They're not saying they'll be there. They'll
Well,
consider
yeah.
it. But from the way how it sounds like that they're going to consider it, it sounds like they're not going to have anything in production for launch,
I don't blame
and
them.
they will wait it out and see how the platform performs sales
Yeah.
wise before investing into it.
That's
And
going to be really rough for Nintendo
yeah,
because
with that said, if they're gonna wait it out, then that is one less large publisher,
yeah, major publisher.
yeah,
Because
making a
like
game for.
whether a lot of people admit it or not, in order to have a strong console, you need to have third parties.
Yes.
Not just third party support.
Yes.
Every console that has
So many
every
Nintendo fanboys are like, well, I play the Nintendo consoles for Nintendo games
it
anyways. Yeah,
doesn't
and
matter.
look how dead the Wii U is.
What and what people get. I was debating this with someone, a buddy I play Rocket League with, and he bought a Wii U recently, and he's been absolutely loving it. And he was like, "Well, I don't expect, like other developers to make games for it and stuff like that." It's like, what's the problem with having other developers make games for a console and having Nintendo games? Isn't that like the best of both worlds? You
Yeah.
know? It's like, well, and then they'd have to make it more powerful, and then that means people will focus on like hyper realistic graphics. And I'm like, just because other people focus on hyper realistic graphics doesn't mean Nintendo does. They still have their aesthetic and art designs that they stick with. It's just I don't know. It's you have to have third party. You have to. PlayStation
You
1,
know, the
PlayStation 2.
having the platform be more powerful wouldn't be an issue if the controller didn't cost more than the console itself.
Yeah, they were selling that thing they're still selling it at a loss from what I understand.
You know, like if they made a console with a regular controller and not a crazy touchscreen tablet controller, uh, I'm pretty sure it would not be such an issue to have a more powerful console, especially when you look at the price tag of the Wii U and you compare that to the price tag of the I was about to say 360, the Xbox One and the PS4. You
Yeah.
know, the price tags are very close.
Yeah, exactly. They really are.
Like
I
the
was
only reason why the Wii U's price tag is so high is because of that controller.
yeah, because otherwise they'd be hemorrhaging money with every sold. But the thing is, like at this point, why don't they?
Yeah. Anything else on this before we move on?
No, no. I feel bad for bashing on Nintendo every single time I'm on here, so let's keep going.
Talk about dead platforms. PS Vita. We have Shuhei Yoshida. Like
Vita,
we've been getting
Asafa.
so many different like signals from them, whether the Vita is officially dead, whether it's not. Like at first, I didn't really talk about the article on this podcast because of, I was like, okay, it's dead. Go figure. It was pretty
Vita
obvious.
means life.
But the fact that they've been going back and forth
It's dead.
the past few weeks
It's
is
dead.
that's the reason why I'm talking about it, because the fact that they're he's going back and forth. So
Yeah.
what is it, Shuhei Yoshida? Come here on the Out of Continuous podcast. We invite you, Shuhei Yoshida, please. You
That would
know,
be awesome. I would love
g-
to. He seems like an awesome guy, to be
Google
honest.
Hangout with us, Shuhei Yoshida. Tell us
I'd much rather
about give us a sneak peek on what to expect from the PS Vita. Or
I would
does
much rather talk to Shuhei over someone like Gabe Newell. I'm not even gonna lie.
like I want to know if greatness awaits for the PS Vita.
No, it's dead. Vita means life, but it's dead.
I really don't have much else to say about this other than the fact that they've been going back and forth. It's wild.
So
It's pretty dead. I like my PS Vita, but
yeah, yeah,
it's dead.
it's dead. It
It's
was a
dead.
great piece of hardware. I wanna mention one quick thing. It's not Vita related, but it is PlayStation related, and this reminded me of it because they just I think they just mentioned it today, maybe, or yesterday. But anyway, PlayStation said that they will price PlayStation VR to not make a profit. Basically, they'll price it the way they typically do for consoles at launch, which is to either get minimal profit or sell it at even, so they could get it into as many hands as possible and then make money off the software. So
Hmm.
um, hopefully that means it'll be a relatively decent price. I mean, it's not the highest spec VR solution, so it could probably compete better um, with other or against other VR companies because other VR companies they don't have the benefit of being a software or software developer or licensor. You know, they
Hmm.
just make the hardware. Like Oculus, they just make the hardware. So, um, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Let's move on. So Activision, well, yeah, Activision Blizzard have been they have quite a few things that they've announced this week.
Mm-hmm.
Activision themselves earlier this week have bought Candy Crush
Mm-hmm.
for 5.9 billion.
Not the Candy Crush, but the developer.
The Candy Crush developer King
Yeah, King.
King Digital Entertainment. They bought them for $6 billion. Billion with a B. B.
Billion with a B.
Blue.
That makes it the
Blizzard.
most expensive acquisition in the video game industry. And
Well,
even in entertainment industry, it's not the most expensive, but
they spent 18 billion on Blizzard.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Really?
so so here are some things you compare this to. Like
Minecraft?
um they they've well, they've acquired Blizzard
Uh-huh.
for 18 billion.
Hmm.
Disney acquired Star Wars for 4 billion.
Yeah, I think that's a much bigger IP than Candy Crush ever will be. I
Star
don't know.
Wars
Maybe I don't know.
being the biggest IP, intellectual property. I
Hmm.
think there's no argument. No argument. It is the biggest.
Probably, yeah.
Star Wars
It's in
being the
everything.
yes, Star Wars is the biggest, the most popular, the most beloved IP ever, and
Four
they
billion.
sold it for 4 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, um, like Lucas sold it to Disney in good faith that they're going to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So not anybody can go up to Lucas and buy, when it was for sale. It wasn't like Coca-Cola can go up there and be like, hey, we
Yeah.
want to buy this for 6 billion.
Yes, Lucas was like, okay, we think you guys are eligible enough to do this.
Yeah, yeah, like Pepsi can't be like, hey, we'll give you 7 billion. We're giving
And
you even
then
more money.
Coke would be like, we'll give you all the money because Coke has a lot more money than Pepsi.
Yeah. So, my point is, like, not anyone can go up there and, like, just offer whatever price tag for Star
Hmm.
Wars. Like, Lucas had good faith with Disney that they
Yeah.
will take care of the IP and not ruin it.
Carry
Um,
on my wayward son. Okay.
and
Sorry.
okay, I just looked it up right now while I was talking. That Activision bought Blizzard on July 9th, 2008, of an estimated 18.9 billion, so 19 billion.
Didn't realize.
So that's the comparison right there.
Yeah.
You have Star Wars for 4 billion, which is a great deal. You have Blizzard for 19 billion.
It's like Activision's just throwing money at things though. You know?
Uh, like some people are saying that the reason why they did this is mainly to make the stockholders happy because stock was kind of going down and
Hmm.
stock was at an all-time high after they announced that they purchased King Digital Entertainment.
Hmm.
So the thing about King, they make Candy Crush and Candy Crush type games. Like all their
Yeah.
games are just like these dumb uh, match 3 puzzle games. And when I say dumb, I don't mean like the games themselves are dumb. Like they're actually really well designed. Like
Yeah.
they have very good puzzle designers working on those games, and every single level is a handcrafted, completely original level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you mean dumb as in like in concept so that everyone can.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you, you got like these
It's like when
these
people
cube
associate.
hippos, or you
Yeah.
got like candy people, or these witches with basically playing Bubble Bobble.
Candy Crush is pop culture. It's part of pop culture in my opinion.
Hmm. Yeah, and which episode was it? Like last week or the week before? We were talking about how um, these mobile games pretty much have very short lifespans. They're it's like whatever is trending. I think it was 2 weeks
Hmm.
ago because I was talking
Hmm.
about draw something,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, it's like whatever is the popular thing that everyone is talking about. That's what everyone's playing.
Hmm.
Um, look at Angry Birds.
Hmm.
That came and went. Like Rovio just laid off like 200 or some employees, and they're still laying off people
Hmm.
because they didn't go anywhere after Angry Birds.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, granted, King has a lot more um, IPs. They have a lot more games than Rovio has, but pretty much their main money source is Candy Crush. And if people aren't spending money on Candy Crush, then they are pretty much um, filling in as content for the people who are playing Candy Crush because their faces are showing up on the leaderboards or on the map or whatever. The fact that they're showing up somewhere in the game
Yeah.
is incentivizing the people who are playing to continue. I mean, sorry, this is incentivizing the people who are paying money to continue paying money so that they can
Yeah.
keep getting ahead of their friends and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's a really good design. But the thing is, like, just like when Microsoft picked up Minecraft, I think a lot of people didn't understand
How much did they
why
pick up Minecraft for?
it was like 4.7, I think, or 4 point, what is this? What was this one?
This was 5.9.
5.9. I think it was 4.7. Let me, how much did Microsoft pay for Minecraft?
Man, like that
Oh,
seems like,
that's 2.5 billion or a billion. I didn't realize that. But
man,
anyway,
they got a bargain because Minecraft is like the biggest PC game.
yeah. Well, it's the biggest, I think, game
I mean, like
across all platforms. I think it's the biggest.
it's probably the most popular game for kids.
Yeah.
So the fact that they they spent that much on Minecraft and Activision just dumped 6 billion on these dumb Match 3 games.
Minecraft console sales and PC or hold on. Minecraft console sales pass PC. Series nears 54 million copies sold. 54 million copies for Minecraft. That's huge.
That's like half the
How
world.
not half the world.
if
I
you
feel like this has
if you
happened before.
if you close one of your eyes.
Stop talking. Anyway, but still, like when Microsoft bought Minecraft for that much, which is a lot of money, a lot of people were like, like by then Minecraft has sold, as it said, 54 million units.
Yeah. Yeah, and not only that,
It's
but it probably has reached somewhere near its peak of sales
yeah,
because at
it's
that point,
saturation for sales. Yes,
yeah, like at that point, like if someone hasn't got Minecraft, they're probably not
not gonna get it.
interested.
Yeah,
They're not that interested in it to begin with. So it's more of like what else they can do with Minecraft.
yeah, but where does Candy Crush fall in all of this? Like the Candy Crush they hit that wave and they rode that through success
Yeah.
for I don't know how many years now. What,
Like
like two,
going
three
back to the
years?
whole investor thing, with their stock being at an all-time
Yeah.
high, I think this is like a temporary patch on
Is it?
their stock wound. I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
this is I don't think this is a permanent fix for their stock.
I think
And
that's the wrong purchase for the wrong price,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. I
I
mean, made
mean,
their stockholders happy for a little bit, but I don't think it's This is it.
You could take that 5.9 billion and invest it into a great new IP.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I still don't understand Activision. Anyway, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Activision purchases Sony for 5.9 billion. They
Oh
purchased
shit.
the Vita.
Yeah, all that Vita success. Vita means
Yep.
life.
All right, let's move on.
Yep.
More Activision stuff. Blizzard. So they confirmed that Overwatch is coming out. Overwatch being their new game, their new
Mhm.
first-person shooter game.
Mhm.
They're confirming it's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One,
Surprise.
which that's definitely new. I didn't even expect that.
I did
You
because
did?
it's Activision.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I didn't really
So
expect that because it's Blizzard, and Blizzard is mainly PC. I mean, they've done some Android and iOS stuff with Hearthstone.
they've been focusing a lot more on console, not Blizzard, but Activision.
Hmm.
I mean, if you look at Bungie, Bungie is only on consoles. It's not even on PC.
But if you go to like BattleNet, that's
Yeah.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
BattleNet, like all those games are PC only except for Hearthstone.
Yeah.
So I was kind of expecting this to be PC only as well. So this is to me, I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Maybe you expected it, but I didn't. The other thing I didn't expect is that there's like a price tag that on the game as well. Like a lot of people were speculating the game would be free to
Free to
play.
play. Yep.
Yeah, considering that arena shooters seem to be going that direction.
Yeah.
Um, like especially after TF2 got so much success going in that direction. Team Fortress 2 got so much success going
Yeah.
free to play, and like other multiplayer only shooters have failed unless they go free to play, then they get some sort of success. But um, this is looks like the standard edition of the game will cost about $40. I
Yeah, it
think
seems
that's
kind of steep.
yeah for a multiplayer only game.
I think it should be 19.99. That's what I think. I think that's a good price.
Yeah, I agree.
If
I mean, like on
and
on one hand, the whole having a price tag on the game makes it seem a little better because of the fact that it probably won't have like crazy stupid uh, leveling
it,
systems
yeah,
to like
microtransactions, nickel
yeah
and diming, that sort of thing. Yeah.
like oh I want that weapon but I need to like either pay this much money or unlock these crates or play so many hours just to
Hmm.
get that weapon. If there's a flat fee for the game, then maybe it'll make the game more balanced and fair.
Hmm.
But at the same time, a multiplayer only game, no single player at all, is just focused on the having multiplayer matches. I think $40 is a bit steep.
I think it's a bit steep. I think if it's a multiplayer only game, it should be 20 because I think that rules out the whole pay to win aspect. I think at
Hmm.
that price, I think you should have like essentially the full game there. But at that price, you could also, it's low enough in cost where customization, like microtransactions, are completely viable, if that makes sense.
I suppose.
You suppose?
I suppose.
Okay. It makes sense in my head. I personally despise free to play. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bro it's broken every single game that like every game I touch that's been free to play I don't like. And that includes Team Fortress 2. After they made it free to play, they started just adding so many things just to sell more stuff, and I thought that broke the balance. And I mean, that's when most of the people left, to be honest. A lot of the veterans, the people that initially bought it, it got its own new market, but I don't know. I'm ranting now. Old man rant.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's fine. I'm trying to find an article that I had up earlier, but apparently closed off. Okay, I've just found it. I'll add it in later. Whoops. Stop that video. Okay. Um. Okay. So next article, another uh Blizzard, Activision.
Hmm.
It's the Warcraft movie.
Hmm.
Did you see the trailer?
I did. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks decent. I'm
So,
not too
so,
familiar with
so
the Warcraft lore. I know you played World of
didn't.
Warcraft.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with original Warcraft lore, so I don't know if this anything has to do with anything, to be honest. Um, but anyway, I mean, I thought the trailer looked good. I thought it's interesting. Like some things I saw and it looks, man, that looks really good. But other things, like I looked at it and it's just like that doesn't look right. It's just like it looks off in some way. So,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
are you talking about like the orcs, the male orcs?
well, I mean, I think some of the male orcs looked really, really good, but then at other times, like it just wasn't. I don't know. The composition of the scene wasn't right. Things didn't. It felt like things didn't sit correctly in the world sometimes.
Yeah, like when I was watching it, I felt like there was too much CG.
Yeah,
Um, like it made me miss, I mean, like it's the same issue with like The Hobbit. When you
yeah,
compare The Hobbit to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy,
yeah.
uh, The Hobbit is full of CG everywhere,
Yes,
and
and
the
it's
Lord of the
it's
Rings had like the original trilogy had guys dressed up as orcs.
yeah. It
You
was
know,
it was it's a lot easier to take guys in with what they call special effects that not computer special effects, but special effects is like makeup. They take guys with special effects and then they process them afterwards to do their little touch ups. While like when you have a lot of CG, like you could tell, we haven't hit that point where it's completely blended in. So, um, in fact, there was so much CG in the trailer that I personally thought the humans looked worse than the CG.
wow.
I mean, that's what my mind was thinking. Not because the CG looked better, but it felt like the special effects and the
It just looked really
uniforms and
weird. Like you'd have orcs with like really smooth looking faces, and then
yeah,
you'd
like the random like women, like the female, like really, I don't know, like the female orcs with just like the special effects as opposed to the orcs with the CGI. Because some of the female orcs were CGI and they looked
yeah.
okay, and then
Well,
you take like
there
this
was one female orc that was clearly a woman with like
with just green paint on,
yeah green paint on
or
her.
post processed green or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. So like,
It just made it seem very awkward that you have like a female orc that is clearly a real life woman next to, like you have like the main orc dude. I don't know who that is. That's
yeah,
Gromish,
I don't know.
Gromash or whatever. Is that him?
I don't know.
Uh, Either way, the main orc dude like just straight up looks like a CG character,
Yeah,
and he doesn't like I don't even feel like it's like the same level as like the Hulk,
yeah,
which Hulk standing next to all these real people, Hulk like I believe Hulk is there. He looks really
yeah.
good.
He doesn't have nearly as much detail though, so he's probably easier to composite and light into like do the lighting calculations into a scene. But like, I don't know, like with that much CG, I feel like they either need to add more CG or to scale it back. And I don't know if they could scale it back because of the orcs. And like, I don't know, because every time they showed the humans, whether it was like those human-looking orcs or just like the lead human guy, they didn't look fancy enough,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. It looks kind of plain in comparison to these hyper detailed orcs with all their, beads and their
I think you want
all
the
sorts of things.
humans to have like huge shoulder pads. I
You
think that's
know,
what you want.
if they do that, I think it would fit better probably, maybe. I don't know. But like, I don't know, there was just weird like I think the movie is going to be good
Yeah,
based on the
yeah,
trailer,
definitely.
but
I
there was
don't
a
think
weird There's a weird dichotomy when I was looking at this. You know, the CG versus like the just special effects based,
Yeah, I
you know,
don't think
design.
the movie's going to be bad. Like
Yeah.
this has the possibility of being the best video game based movie, for all I know.
Hmm.
But like just watching the trailer, it just seemed very awkward.
It
Just
did seem
seeing,
awkward.
this mixture of CG and
Yeah.
practical effects or real people. Um, Also, my other opinion is there wasn't enough Millhouse Manastorm. Where was that little guy? I didn't see him at all. If there's no Millhouse, how is this Warcraft?
Millhouse Menace Storm. Is that the little uh
He's a little mage gnome.
a gnome? Okay. Did you
Gotta have
say what
Millhouse.
did you say his last name was?
Millhouse Manastorm.
Oh, Mana Storm. Okay, see that? Okay, yeah.
Where was he? In fact, it was those only orcs and humans. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it was only
I guess that goes back to the original Warcraft,
original
wasn't?
Warcraft only had orcs and humans, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know anything about that Warcraft.
like I don't know much about Warcraft either, other than what I've absorbed from Hearthstone. But
I know Warcraft 3, but beyond the Warcraft, beyond that I don't know what Warcraft 1 and 2 had. I know Warcraft 1 and 2 still had humans and orcs, but I don't know if they introduced a new
yeah, I
new
remember one
group
of
or
our
not.
neighbors was really into Warcraft and kept on talking about orcs versus humans.
Oh, hmm.
You
I
remember
don't
when
know.
back when we were little kids?
Maybe.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, I think this is definitely based on original Warcraft rather than World of Warcraft
Yeah.
because it's only orcs and humans, and on top of that, it wasn't very wild, like as
Yeah.
far as like having crazy colors, crazy characters, mechs, you know,
Yeah.
it seemed
The
more grounded.
Yeah, and,
So
and and they didn't have all the different races and stuff like that. Didn't see any
yeah,
night elves. Didn't see any. Of course, there were no. We didn't see any gnomes. No. Um, blood elves. No. What are the other trolls? Was it trolls? I forget
yeah.
what yeah, trolls. Didn't see any of them. Draenei. No pandas. So why'd they add pandas? Where like you have all these like high fantasy type creatures, and then you have pandas. I don't understand it. I
It
don't understand.
happens.
I guess.
So
Prepare for victory. You went to that page again.
I'm
Or
just I'm reopening some of the stuff that I closed.
you're trying to figure out. We're trying to find the other one that you.
No, here's
Oh.
here's the one that well, it's not the same article that I found earlier, but it's close enough.
Mhm.
So Need for Speed,
Mhm.
the developer says that the players deserve free DLC, and so basically, he was able to set up um, Craig Sullivan, the creative director. He was able to get like he says the first batch of DLC is gonna be free. There's no guarantee on like the DLC in the future, probably because
Mhm.
he doesn't have complete control over that.
Yeah.
But like he was saying that players deserve to have free DLC. They should be making stuff what they should do. They should be doing what the players want, and the players are not wanting to get charged for extra stuff that they're
Mhm.
pushing out onto them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that this trend is spreading where developers are realizing that
I mean,
charging extra for like more maps or more tracks, stuff like that. It
mhm.
just like people don't want that, and it like segregates the community and such. I mean, we had the I mean recently we had the Rainbow Six developers say that they don't want to charge for maps. Rainbow Six Siege. What was that? Evolve came out. earlier this year. They're not charging for maps. Titanfall 2, they're saying they're looking into not charging for maps for that game. Uh, so developers are picking it up. That
Hmm.
people don't like paying for maps and levels and stuff like that. Um, do you have any thoughts on this before we move on?
No, I
No
agree
thoughts at
though.
all.
I
You
mean,
agree?
like, well,
Okay.
I was going to mention Drive Club, but I mentioned Drive Club a lot.
All right.
But
Uh,
I agree. Yeah, it's a good.
last article I got here, not game related, but it was kind of tied with the whole movie thing of the previous article. Uh, so Doctor Strange, we got
Hmm.
the Marvel character Doctor Strange. He's gonna be entering the Marvel Cinematic Universe soon, being played by Benedict Cumberbatch, the most British name
It really is.
ever.
It's it really
Cumberbatch.
is. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes. So he's gonna be playing Doctor Stephen Strange, and there's been some screenshots and a little short video of him walking around. Um, like I mean, he's basically just walking around Mumbai, and he
Hmm.
was looking very grizzled. Here's a picture.
Yeah, that it doesn't like it. When I saw that picture, I did not know it was him.
Like he doesn't look like Doctor Strange.
Hmm.
I don't know, like the big grizzly beard. Maybe he's not gonna look like that throughout the whole movie. Maybe this is like him trying to find himself. That's why he's in India. He's just traveling the world, trying to search for his soul. And since he's traveling the world, he doesn't have time to shave. You know.
He needs to get cleaned up though, and then get that like soul glow on because he gets that like curly hair eventually.
So I don't know if there's a picture of Doctor Strange somewhere in this article.
Uh,
No, not at all. But Doctor Strange, in the comics, he looks a bit too similar to Tony Stark because
yeah,
he has a goatee as well. He's a white guy, black hair, goatee. So he looks a bit similar to Tony Stark. So maybe they're trying to like, make sure people don't confuse the two of them together. But like, I don't know, I like Benedict Cumberbatch and Robert Downey Jr. don't even look alike to begin with. They're not comic book drawings. So I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe that's my only guess that they don't want them to look similar. Either that or he's gonna like trim down that grizzly beard. I'm not really digging it. But that's it.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll have to
I'm,
see.
I'm looking
Uh,
forward to the movie.
I have faith in them. So
Yeah, I mean they've been really good with everything else with
yeah,
their
they
Marvel
have,
movies
yeah.
so far.
They're not DC, so it's been good.
Yep. Let me stop the
Share.
share. There we go.
Mhm.
Here I am. Hello. Whoa, there it is, getting all blurry. Why are you doing that,
Uh,
camera? Get back. Stop blur. Oh my God. Why is it so blurry?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna be blurry for the rest of the video. Um, yeah, this is really weird.
Maybe the camera's dying. I don't know.
There it
Oh
goes.
wait, there we
There it goes.
go.
I put my thumb over it and then it decided to refocus.
Refocus. Maybe the room's too dark. I don't know.
I don't know. Like it started doing that after I upgraded to Windows 10, and then I went back to Windows 8, and I thought it'd get fixed, but it's not fixed. So
Hmm.
I don't
Could have been a
know.
coincidence.
I don't
Anyway,
know. I'm gonna look into that more. So, anyways, let me find where my notes are. Hello. We have no listener feedback this week. How come we don't have any listener feedback? Because no one wrote
no,
in.
right? No one wrote
No one
in.
wrote in to podcast@outofcontinues.com. Write in. Come on
Do
now.
it.
Yeah. Get Shia LaBeouf to write in.
Just kidding.
Podcast@outofcontinues.com. Um, some quick shout outs. We can check out the Twitch channel whenever I'm twitching.
Mm-hmm.
It's on twitch.tv.
Twitch.
Whenever I'm streaming gameplay, it's twitch.tv/sayitstafa. That's SAYEDSTAFA. The Out of Capes podcast. This last episode is late. In fact, we still have not even recorded yet.
Uh-oh.
because of Eric. Eric has not watched the latest episode of Flash. So we have not recorded the latest episode of Out of Capes, which is a podcast we do in which we review the Flash or whatever other comic
Other
based
superhero
show
and yeah.
that we're watching. I don't know. Maybe someone will do a Agents of Shield with me. No, it's too late to do Agents of Shield. They're already on season 3.
Yeah.
One thing I learned is do not do a podcast when the show is like deep into its seasons.
Yeah.
Because no one will listen. They are already listening to other podcasts.
Yep.
So, Out of Capes, The Flash is a good show. Check it out. Check out Out of Capes podcast. That's outofcontinuous.com/TV podcasts. Do you have anything you want to plug real quick?
No, I'm good.
Alright, if you enjoy what you've been hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, you can leave an iTunes review, you can contact us by email, that's podcast@outofcontinuous.com. Please send us an email, I'd really appreciate it. I need friends. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/outofcontinuous. All those things I just mentioned, you can find them on the website. That's www.outofcontinuous.com. You can give me a tweet. I am at SayedStafa. That's at SayedStafa. And this dude has a Twitter as well.
I am at Phosphor112. That is at PHOSPHOR112.
And with that, I'd like to thank my guest host, Ali, for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having.
And with that said, I'm your host, Stafa. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Gobble, gobble.
But it's not Thanksgiving yet.
Close enough. It's November. Well, I'm not gonna do a Halloween ending because it's not October.
Bum, 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 bum.
I mean, the other option is to just do Christmas music because it's November. I mean, it's the Christmas half of the year. You know what I mean? You all right?
Issue 1.
Are you okay?
Ba-da-ba.
All right, we're ending this.
Okay.